I wanted to get on here and record this while obviously the emotion is still present. To be honest with all of you about an encounter that I just had that made me so sad for this world. So you guys know that I'm in Maine and I'm staying at a motel, beautiful motel, on like the corner of Eastport, Maine. And since I've been here, well, when I drove in, I had a discussion with a woman about Magic, about how he comes with me, how he's a service dog, and they were completely fine with it. We come in. After the first day, one of the women in the front, one of the owners, had approached me and said that that the comforter was messy because of Magic, and I said, I'm really sorry, and he jumps on the bed sometimes and I can't stop him. And she was like, mine does too, and we might have to charge you a little bit extra. And I said, that's fine. And I apologized. Today, I go in and there's a different woman in there. I went in to get a light bulb. I'm standing there and the woman comes up to me and tells me, she just instantly, just like, you could tell that she just already had like a fire lit under her ass. She starts to tell me that 2 of the towels, mind you, these white towels that you buy off of Amazon for like $2, but either way, are ruined from mud, okay? I tell her, I was wiping his feet, and it's okay, you can charge me a little bit extra. I said I had agreed to it with her. And in the midst of agreeing, she got up from her chair, went to grab the towels that are in a bucket of bleach, and held them up. And I said, I'm not really sure, why you're showing me them. And she said, well, I'm just showing you how you ruined property. And I smiled and I said so kindly, like, I see that you're showing me that, and I apologize, but I already talked to Susan about this. And we had already talked about it, and Susan was so sweet about it. She was like, oh, I always let my dog up there. I understand how it goes. So this woman turns around and looks at me and she goes, do you still want to stay here? And I looked at her and I said, yeah, of course I want to stay here. I'm still booked to stay here for another day. She's walking back and putting back the towels and the bleach. And as she walks back, she says, you're a bitch. Mind you, I'm standing there, and I looked at her and I said, would you mind repeating what you just said? And she looks at me and she says something else, and it's definitely not what she said. And so she's like, so are you going to pay for another day? And I said, I already paid for a day. And she looks up at me and I said, well, why don't we talk about how you just called me a bitch? And she looks at me and she goes, I didn't call you a bitch. I go, yes, you did. I have ears. I heard you. You just called me a bitch. And I'm wondering, why would you call me a bitch? I didn't do anything. I've literally been standing here so kindly speaking to you from my heart, and you called me a bitch. And I'm like, I've done nothing to be a bitch. And all of a sudden, she just starts yelling at me. And not just her husband, who's sitting in a chair in the lobby, starts screaming at me. Like, you should have known better about letting the dog up there. And I'm sitting there and I'm just watching them. And I can witness that they both have so much going on that they just needed someone to just peck at. They just needed someone to yell at. And they had no idea who the fuck they were yelling at. And I took a deep breath and I was like, oh, okay, this is about to happen, in the most kind and gentle and loving way, because that's who I am. So I grounded my feet and I looked at both of them and I spoke my truth. And I said to them, I am super confused at where both of this is coming from in both of you. And I said, I would actually love for you to call Susan right now so I can talk to her about what is actually happening right now. And the guy starts saying, this is a family-owned business. If you're looking for someone to get fired, it's not going to happen. And I looked at him and I go, oh my God, like, is that where your mind goes? I'm like, because it has nothing to do with where my heart is. My heart is in a space of wanting to communicate clearly around what's actually happening in this place of business right now. And I said, because I can tell that both of you have a lot going on, and you guys are just taking it all out on me, and I'm not going to fucking allow it. And she like looks at me, and he looked at me, and she was like, I do have a lot going on. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not the source of your problems. Therefore, I will not be the source of you taking out your anger and frustration on me. You picked the wrong human. And then my truth was, I could feel it like building up in my heart. Like I was like, what the hell is going on right now? Even though I was conscious of exactly what was going on right now, but I felt like, oh, these emotions are coming up, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna let them see it. So I just started crying. And I was like, do you see what you're doing to another human being for no reason? Like, I have been nothing but love and kindness and generous and just beautiful to you guys since I've been here. We've done nothing wrong. But this is so misplaced right now and so uncalled for. And the fact that you called me a bitch. And she's like, I'm sorry for calling you a bitch, and starts rolling her eyes. And I'm like, I understand that, like, you know, you may not want to apologize for calling me a bitch, but I want you to understand in this now moment, you deserve for yourself to take this opportunity to apologize to someone that you are not meaning to place this anger on. And I encourage you to take this now moment for your own healing. And she like got super triggered, which I also knew what was going to happen, because when you speak to someone who's not present, which that is the truth, they're just in all of these different spaces. But if they were in the now moment witnessing what was actually going on, they would be able to tap into their heart, which they were not able to do until I kept coming from my heart. And I kept saying, like, I don't know what's going on with you two right now, but I'm just going to stand here and have you witness what you're doing. And I was crying, and I'm like, please call Susan for me. And Susan got on the phone, and I was so loving and so kind and so gentle. And I was like, Susan, I don't know what's taking place right now, but I am going to create clarity and tell you everything that's going on. And it's her sister, mind you, that is the one having this confrontation with me. Her sister starts going, she was upset about, and I go, I was not upset. I wasn't even a little bit upset. And I go, do you think I was really upset? And she goes, okay, she wasn't upset. And as she's yelling that I was not upset, it's like she was realizing what she was doing. And I'm sitting here like, is this real? And I'm like, yeah, it is. And this is exactly why we need more people who stand up for themselves in the now moment, and not in a like, I'm gonna fuck you up, or fuck you, you fuck. No, in a way of like, whoa, let's pause and let's bring ourselves back to the now moment and show you what's really happening here. Like, I was just crying, and I was like holding my heart in front of them, and I was looking them both just straight in the eyes. They could barely look at me. I'm posting this right now to you guys because we need this more now than ever. And what I mean by this, the perfect mirrors, the ones who stay in the now moment and feel the feelings and show the people in front of them what they're trying to create, and not let them create it, because it could have gone so south if I wasn't a conscious being or tuned into my heart or into my feelings or able to be calm or present to what was actually going on. Like, that could have escalated so quickly, considering there was not just a woman, but a man involved. And I was sitting there like, wow, okay. Like, wow, this is really happening. And wow, I'm really like, okay, front lines here. So please take this as a mirror. Hold on to your fucking sovereignty. Hold on to who you are in the now moment, and do not let anyone, and I'm telling you, anyone, try to turn you into something that you're not, or create fear, because it's all a fucking illusion. You just need to hold on to your love and move through that fear. And for me right now, when she said, do you want to stay? And like, she was like yelling, she's like, do you want to stay another night? And I looked at her and I said, I'm holding my heart right now, because my truth is like, yes, I would love to stay, because I was planning on staying another night. But this does not make me feel good at all. And I hope that it open something for you guys because this was so uncalled for and really ugly. It was really, really ugly. And then, wait, because they've seen me editing, she goes, we're not all about movie stars here. Movie stars? I'm Cass. What do you mean? What are you talking about? And I looked at her and I said, you have no idea what I'm even working on. I was like, what another judgment? I was like, I'm actually working on a show about unbelievable humans in this world. And she goes, oh, well, then you could give us a rotten review. And I looked at her and I was like, oh my God, again, with your own self-judgment. And I looked at her and I said, that's not what I'm planning on doing, but okay. And you know what? I really have so much love for you guys, but I'm not going to play this game. So I'm offering up to you guys, don't play the fucking game. Create your own and stick to your own. Because this world, whew, it can really try. It can really try. But it ain't gonna happen here. Abso-fucking-lutely not. No. Nope. I choose love, not fear. What about you? So I just want to let you guys know. It just didn't feel good. Like, I did not feel good with how that ended. So I just went into the office and spoke to her and him. And, I said, it doesn't make me feel good to leave in this way with anybody. And, the truth is we're all human. And I want to come from that space. And I would love for you guys to come from that space. And she ended up telling me that it's her family's business and that she doesn't want to be doing the work, and that was actually her husband, and he doesn't want to be there doing the work, but that no one else is doing the work, so they have to do the work, and that they're both very frustrated, and they both apologized for taking it out on me. And I told them, and then they were like, well, when you do come back, we have certain cabins that we can bring you into with your dog. And I just started laughing, and I was like, thank you guys, and I appreciate it. And I hope this can be I guess in my own life, I just consistently try my best to show up as, and I say the perfect mirror, meaning just coming from the space of love and breath and peace and honesty and Satnam, which is just truth is my identity. Because I really believe that we all deserve an opportunity to grow. And this was an opportunity for both of us to grow. For me, holding on to my sovereignty and just being. And for them being able to witness what they're capable of doing as a human. And being able to say sorry and find forgiveness for both of us, for all of us. But I don't know, you guys, this is just another real raw moment on the road. And yeah, wow, the work, huh? This is work. I love you guys, and I hope your energy is well today. Just like I said before, stay sovereign, stay in your space, because that to me is magic. You know what I mean? What just happened, what just unfolded. Yes, it was challenging, but the end result, it's magic, right? That's what we're all here for. I love you guys.